Today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 20 finds that I thrifted on my road trip to Las Vegas. When I found out that the Charleston Antique Mall was having their annual bazaar in Las Vegas, I knew it was the perfect opportunity to have a reason to road trip and thrift the entire way to and from Las Vegas. Boy, did I thrift my little heart out. It was such a fun trip. I actually kicked it off on my birthday, solo road tripping and stopping at as many thrift stores, antique stores, and vintage malls as I possibly could until I literally filled up the entire car. In fact, it was so full that I had to skip my last stop on my way home and come straight home because there literally was no more room left in the car. If you haven't seen these adventures, you've got to go back and watch them. I stopped in Medford, Oregon, Sacramento, California, Los Angeles, California, Las Vegas, Nevada, Reno, Nevada, Klamath Falls, Oregon, and a little tiny pit stop in Bend, Oregon on my way back home to Portland. So if you have missed those episodes, you've got to go back and watch them because that is where I found all of this stuff. We're just gonna start with the obvious one because it's the one that I have around my neck. This beautiful Native American Navajo handmade squash blossom sterling silver and turquoise necklace. I'm a big believer in that if you see something that you've never seen before in all your years of thrifting and vintage shopping, and it's a reasonable price and you are in love with it, if it fits within your budget, I say to splurge and go for it. There is a complete set and they are in perfect condition. This is one of the items that I have been the most excited to style up so that I can show you how absolutely beautiful they are. You all know how many times I chant Batosi, Batosi, Batosi underneath my breath when I go out thrifting. And I cannot believe my luck that I found 12 of these Batosi Italian hand-painted pottery bird bowls. Now I'm pretty sure that these are supposed to be a set and they're made for soup. This little tail right here is actually for a spoon rest. And I believe that they originally would have come with a large bird bowl that you would have served the soup in. These came out of an estate of a very wealthy family in the Reno area, and I'm just so happy that I came across them and found them. So I ended up getting 12 of them. They had $35 on them, and I purchased them for $30 each. They have an online retail value of around $100 each. So it was a very good investment, and it's going to be really hard to let these go. I might have to have a soup party at my house first. As soon as I spotted her up on that shelf, I was really crossing my fingers that she was going to be reasonably priced because I really wanted to get her. I love this piece so much. It's all hand carved. It says it's Chia wood from Honolulu, and it has the artist's signature kind of hidden in her hair. And it says Frank Schumann. I've looked that name up online and I haven't been able to find out anything about this artist yet, but I'm gonna keep digging because I know that if I keep digging, eventually I'm gonna find out about this artist. What I love about her so much is that she really represents that 1970s flower child movement. And I just think she's really beautiful, and I love how natural and organic she is. She's still got the logs down here at the bottom, and she's just carved into nature perfectly. I think she's absolutely magical. I was so excited to find these little dudes. These are by the mid-century Austrian designer Walter Vase. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing Vase correct. Maybe it's Vase. So please let me know in the comments below. But his pieces sell for hundreds of dollars. I found these at the Charleston Antique Mall in Las Vegas. I believe they were only $28. They are so cute. They're salt and pepper shakers. Look at this. That's where the salt comes out of. Isn't that amazing? They're so cute. So the little salt ball just rests right there in the little kitty's lap. I've been looking for years for the perfect brass flatware. I actually believe that these are gold plated, and they have that very minimal Scandinavian Danish look to them, but they aren't silver colored like so many of my favorite Scandinavian designers who did flatware. I found almost an entire set with the original box and even the original paperwork showing what the homeowner paid for this back in 1980. You are going to be seeing these forks and the spoons in a lot of upcoming videos because they are going to be so pretty to decorate with. This is one of my favorite pieces of pottery that I picked up on the trip. It is a West Germany vase, and I love the texture on this. It has a very mid-century modern feel because of that kind of rough, almost lava glaze texture. But unlike a lot of mid-century vases that are either glass or have a high gloss on the pottery finish, this has a very soft and natural feel and look to it, which is going to blend in beautifully with a lot of the pottery that I've been collecting for my home over the years. This double ram clamper bracelet is one of my favorite pawn shop finds from this trip. I got this one in Sacramento, and I think he's just so much fun, and he's actually surprisingly comfortable to wear. But my favorite bracelet that I got on this entire road trip has to be this incredible Native American cuff. This is what I call an heirloom piece. So this is something that you keep for your whole life and you wear it on special occasions or just to go out grocery shopping or thrifting. Let's be real, I'm sure that I'm gonna do that. When you've seen a lot of jewelry over the years, you start to really notice what stands out and what is different and you've never seen before. And this beautiful cuff stood out to me. I even walked away from it at first, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. And with Jesse's encouragement, I ended up going back and he gave me a really good deal on it because I was buying so much other jewelry from him. Well, this is not a Potosi horse, it's actually a unicorn, but it is a really fabulous piece, and the design was definitely inspired by the original Potosi horse. I want to thank Squarespace for sponsoring today's video.
As many of you know, I have been selling on my own Squarespace website for over 9 years now, and I cannot recommend it highly enough. Launching my own vintage shop on my own website was the best decision I ever made for Left Coast Revivals. Squarespace gives you everything to sell anything. You can go from your big ideas to a published site quickly with beautifully designed templates. They make e-commerce easy with everything you need to power your online store. Whether you're selling vintage like me, or you're wanting to launch that blog that you have been dreaming of doing for years, or whether you are in the travel industry and you are hosting group trips, Squarespace makes it so easy for you to build out your website and start building your brand. One of my favorite things to do is to add a new page to my website, so I'm always thinking about what else would be a useful tool for my followers. What do they want out of a website from me, and how can I stay in touch with them? There are endless beautiful templates to get you started and make it so easy. And then you can build off of those templates to customize it to fit your brand and to fit your products. There is no reason not to give it a shot. You can start your free trial today at squarespace.com.
So if you are ready to start selling your vintage finds in your own online store, visit squarespace.com to start your free trial today. And when you are ready to launch your own website, head to squarespace.com/leftcoast for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. This is a little bit more traditional and antique than the items that I have in my home, even though I have very eclectic style, but I absolutely love this. And when I first came across this in the antique store and I read the tag, I honestly didn't know what a flue cover was. I had to Google it right there in the store, and I'm really glad that I did because I already knew I loved this, and I just so happened to be in need of a flue cover because we are going to be taking out the small stove in our basement. We'll just need to drill a hole into the brick and we can hang it from the chain. Then instead of just having a boring solid piece covering up the hole, we're gonna have this awesome stag, and he's gonna look like a piece of art, and the whole thing's gonna look more intentional. I found a huge stack of wooden plates, and I don't know how old they are. I don't know where they were originally from, but I'm really excited because I love to layer plates when I'm doing a table setting. And these are gonna look amazing layered with some of the pottery that I already have. The hard part to decide is, do I leave them looking rustic and natural like they already are? Or do I put a coat of wood oil on them, which is gonna enhance the wood grain and the color and make them darker and richer? But then they won't look as primitive. So I'm not sure what I should do. Please let me know in the comments below what you think I should do with the wooden plates. And if you were interested in getting some of the wood oil that I use on all of my stuff here in the shop, I've got a link to my Amazon store with all of the products that I use for reselling and even for travel. And I have two of my favorite finds back here. So let's first talk about this incredible Native American embroidered shawl. This is 100% wool, and these are traditional Native American dance shawls. These are so beautiful, and I especially love the colors that they used on this. The contrast of the orange and the coral against the teal is just stunning. And it has one of my favorite things in all clothing, textiles, jewelry, and purses: fringe. Another one of my favorite finds would be this incredible antique French ladder thingy. I'm gonna call it a ladder. I've had several other people call it different things. I'm not quite sure what its original use was intended for, but what I got it for was to hang textiles on. When I'm selling at flea markets, I'm always in need of some kind of a display to put different blankets and textiles and rugs on. This is gonna be perfect for that. I'm gonna be bringing this with me to the Left Coast Flea this summer and stacking it full of blankets. I'm even gonna be letting go of some of my favorite Pendleton blankets. I think I have 12 of them now, and it's time to let some go. So this is gonna be really useful for the market and also for here in the studio when I am staging textiles and need to take photographs of them. I always find textiles are one of the hardest things to photograph to sell online because it's so hard to capture their beauty and all of the different variations in color when you have it just spread out flat, and it's kind of basic. So now I will have this beautiful old wooden ladder to display them on. I scored 2 amazing vintage coats in Klamath Falls at that amazing antique store, and I'm actually gonna try this one on to show you. It's really thick and very heavy, but it gets cold here in Oregon and we wear coats almost 9 months out of the year, so I think I'm gonna get some good use out of this beauty. You know I had to get the bright blue one because this is my favorite color, and I love adding new pieces to my wardrobe that have this bright, bold color. This is my favorite art piece. I actually got a few art pieces that I will show you that I really love on this road trip. I'm really drawn to still life paintings, and the colors in this are just so beautiful. This is something that I'm thinking is going to be amazing to decorate with in the fall because it has all of the colors of autumn. This is another favorite painting I picked up. This one's got dark and moody colors, which are my favorite in art. And I got this tooled leather purse with mushrooms on it, which is 70s perfection at the Charleston Antique Mall from one of the outdoor flea market vendors. This is gonna go to my personal collection, and I can't wait to style this one up for you because I have always been into 1970s hippie fashion, and I mean, does it get any more 1970s than this? And last but not least, I've got to talk about the spider leg table. I ended up purchasing this table for only $40. The vendor had the original brass top with it, but it was so large and I was out of room in my car, but I really wanted the legs and they folded up nice and compact. The vendor happened to be there, and this table used to be her mother's, and she was so kind to sell me just the legs for only $40. I already have a nice thick glass top that I'm going to add to it. The reason I love adding the glass to this table is you can actually see the amazing spider legs underneath through the glass. It's kind of hidden when you have the brass tray on top. This is a cool find because one of my very first thrifted coffee tables was almost identical to this. I'm going to show you a picture of my living room back in 2013, I think. I had chicken coop ramps as art on my wall, which by the way, I still have those. They're one of my favorite finds ever. I got those at Habitat for Humanity for only $4, and I cut off some of the metal and turned them into wall art. And don't worry, they don't smell like chickens. Anyways, I was thrilled to find this table base, and it's definitely one of the best finds of the whole trip. When I sold the one that I had in my previous living room, I sold it for $500 with a glass top at a flea market. So I know I got an incredible deal on this one. And another favorite find is the iron horse / snake plant stand. know I said 20, but I think I'm sneaking in a 21 because I love this vase and I forgot to talk about this. It's got Horace on it, and obviously I love Horace. I have him tattooed on my wrist. So this was a really neat find. I ended up finding 2. I'm gonna sell the cat one, and I think I'm gonna keep this one for decorating with at my house. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and letting me show off the amazing things that I found on my road trip series. I hope that you were able to watch those videos and you had fun tagging along with me, seeing what Oregon, California, and Nevada had to offer for secondhand vintage. Our adventures in Italy are going to be coming here to YouTube very soon, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss when that episode comes out. I hope you are all having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next episode.